All right, Joseph. Did you know that if the sun were the size of a typical front door, the earth would be the size of a nickel?
I did not, but it makes sense. I believe it.
Let's go. Finally got that fact. So if
There
you
you go.
did, so you guys don't know, but we had to redo the beginning. I opened up with the fact that the sun, it's the mass is like 99% of the solar system. Joe knew that. I was pissed off, so we redid it.
Yeah, yeah. I know a lot of space facts, so that was sorry,
You're
Nick.
very interesting. Oh, what's up? How are you?
Good.
Nice. I like your
Doing well.
scarf.
Thank you. Yeah.
I wish we
Actually,
could show the people.
yeah. It's a Burberry scarf. Black.
Burberry?
Yeah.
Isn't that I never went into that store. Is it a store?
I think so. I don't know. Usually, I don't even like buy clothes. Like, I'll just get like gifted stuff, and it's like, okay, that's cool.
That's nice. It's just
So
like a Christmas present or something.
yeah, it's convenient. I this one. I have one in like beige, so it's like, yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
if you guys, I'll try to explain it to you. This is a scarf with like we got like three stripes going like every few inches with like a red stripe too. Yeah, I'm horrible at explaining this right now. Let's move on. Um, let's see. So the journal prompt that I got for us today, I thought of it like right before you came because I don't know, it just popped into my head
That means
and
it's a good idea. It came,
yeah,
on the spot.
just came from me.
It's
And
authentic.
the journal prompt is how do you stay productive? Once again, how do you stay productive? I'll give you guys a minute. Think about it if you like. If not, you guys could skip forward. All right, so how do we stay productive? So the first thing that I want to start off with is the word productive itself because us as human beings, we never really had to be productive at all. Like it's either that we lived or died. There was no word that said productive because we just had to find food, find water, or we were just dead. So, looking back at the human history, on our free time, we would just rest because we were just walking and, doing a lot of physical activity all day. So we wouldn't really want to do anything else unless we were like little kids and we would play around. But we didn't really have the word productive until kind of like nowish, like if you're not at work, like what are you doing? Like what are you doing on your free time? So it's very interesting. That's kind of like the first thing that I think of. What do you think about the word productive?
Well, yeah, it's kind of like because now that's a big thing now because it's like when throughout our history for like 99% of our history, we had to like fight for food and everything. So basically, like the need for like what drove innovation was the need to improve lives,
Hmm.
and that's why you know like everything happened the way it is, and that's why like there's a lot of criticisms now, especially for young people, where it's like we complain about oh, I'll take this in like a large or I got a medium, but it's like that's such like a 21st century problem because people in the majority of the history it was like you might not have lived past 10 years old. you
Yeah,
know
isn't it so crazy? Like, I don't know if you guys could notice this. I'm a little nasally right now. And I don't know what I have. It might be allergies. I really think it is because it's the changing of the seasons again. We went from like 35 degrees to about 20 degrees. Thanks, New York. Fucking East Coast weather sucks. But if I was alive, I don't know, 150 years ago, and I got this little cold or whatever
you might have
allergies,
been dead.
I could be dead right now.
Yeah.
And that fucking blows. I mean,
Yeah.
thank God I'm alive now. But don't you always think about that? Like our ancestors were probably so strong.
Yeah, I mean, like you had to be productive, you had to be strong because if you didn't, you would have died. You know. Now that's why we have the word productive because it's like there's the option. Like for most of human history, there really wasn't the option.
Yeah,
Like
that's true.
it's either you were or you were dead.
Yeah, I mean that's so scary to think of it, right? Because now we have free time. Like I used to overload my day, and I would have so much work and not enough time to just like hang out and chill. And now I have some time to hang out and chill. And now it's just like a little tiny too much. Like I'm trying to find things to do in those time periods, and it is very difficult because I am enjoying a little writing here and there, a little reading here and there. But I don't like to force those things because I like it to come naturally. When you force, things that you want to be in your life, it's very difficult for it to stay in your life unless it is something easy to force yourself through. Like, for example, with working out for me, I could force myself to work out every single day of my life. That's not a hard thing. It's more the fact that, like, with mental energy, it is a lot harder than physical energy just for me. Like, I don't know about you and other people, but just for me, physical energy is much easier to extract than mental.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta like find that sweet spot in the middle. Like it's like in between, doing too much and doing nothing at all.
Yeah, it's a very hard balance to find.
Yeah, it's definitely psychologically difficult. But I'm losing my train of thought here.
No, that's
Uh,
all good, bro. I literally sometimes I'm talking, I'm like, I have no idea where I started this sentence.
yeah. So a lot of people have that issue where it's like they call people like workaholics and they do too much, or there's people who like just like do nothing all day every day, and it's like try to find that balance because it doesn't feel good when you're doing too much. You're not just mentally exhausting yourself, but you're physically exhausting yourself. It definitely takes a toll on your body. And then when you're doing nothing or you have too much time off, like I've experienced that a little bit, and it's like the rest doesn't feel good when you have it all the time. Like when you actually do something, then that extra day off feels good.
Yeah, I totally understand that because when I cut back on my work, I started to feel like the days where I wouldn't usually have rest that I was resting, I was like, you know what? Like laying down right now does not feel that great. But when I was working all the time and then I would get that 1 day rest, I was like, I wish I had a few more of these. And it's very difficult to find that balance once again. But I really, I totally understand because, yeah, right now I'm a little under the weather, but I was like, yo, I got to do this podcast. And I was just laying in bed before this because I had a client this morning and then I came back home and I was like, you know what, let me rest up a little bit before the podcast. And I couldn't fall asleep at all just because, now the sun's out, so I can't fall asleep unless I'm extremely tired and I didn't release that much energy. So I need to release this energy on the podcast first and then probably go lay down. And it'll feel a lot better and it'll come natural.
Yeah, because like you'll say, hey, I did this podcast. I did something productive today. You know?
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I love it. That's why like I loved putting the podcast into my life because it's just another hour out of my week. Like, all right, I gotta set this up. I'm gonna have a fun conversation with a friend, and then
Exactly.
I gotta do the editing shit. That's the most annoying thing ever. Like, I cannot wait. Like, if this thing ever, like, if I ever do well with the podcast, the first thing I'm doing, I don't care. I would definitely spend money on literally like finding a person and just, all right, like edit it, do whatever, like post it, get a good description, like listen to it, tell me if it's good or not, because it is so annoying, honestly. Like I don't know, I'm kind of lazy with it, but I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy posting it and going on Instagram and then like making a caption, making it clever. Like, it's so stupid.
Yeah, it's a lot that goes into it. I have no experience with editing, but like I hear from a lot of YouTubers, they say sometimes it could take a full day just to edit like a 15-minute video.
Yeah, my problem, like, I don't really edit these. These are just raw Like it's just whatever it is, that's what it is. But I still have to turn it into a video for YouTube because I posted on there.
Right.
So I have to go on iMovie. I have to like make sure everything's good and aligned. I have to cut the picture a little bit because it has to be a certain amount of length and you can't just drag it. So then after that, then I have to listen to some of it and figure out like a good snippet for the Instagram post. And then after that, then I got to post it, make sure it's good and everything. And it's just like I enjoy the podcast, but I hate that process. I hate doing that stuff.
Yeah, and it's funny you say that with like the picture. Like it's always like, especially with computers, there's always like one little thing that like, oh, this doesn't crop correctly, and it's
Yeah.
like,
Oh my God, bro.
It's like, why can't this just work?
Oh my God. Yeah. It was so annoying at first because I have to figure out the dimensions just for the YouTube. So then you go on Google, you're like searching what's the best for YouTube, and then it's not, Google's not right because the internet's not, isn't always right. Just to let you guys know, the internet isn't always right. I thought you knew that it was almost always right.
Well, yeah, I mean, people could put out false information, so you had to check your sources.
Yeah, but like something like that, it should be correct, which is annoying.
Yeah, I don't know why you would be commenting on like something like that if you had no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, and then it's just the whole big process. And yeah, I mean, is that being productive with your time? I don't think so, to be honest with you, because you're not enjoying it.
Yeah, I guess maybe that's not, because you probably could either find, like you said, find someone who could do it, or like who knows how to do it, or there's probably a quicker way to do it where it's like you are being productive because instead of it taking like 6 hours, maybe it's taking like 2 hours because you know what to do.
Yeah. Oh yeah, when I tried YouTube, it was horrible with the editing because I would literally like look at the video and I'm like, oh, this would be great, and then I would get so many ideas after a while that I wouldn't even
Get in your own way.
I wouldn't even be able to get through like half the video before I was done with the editing. Like it was just so much, and like my mind was just like, oh, that would look so much better, but maybe that wouldn't look that good. And then it's crazy, bro. Like my mind with YouTube editing is not good, but I know some people who do editing. And I would ask them like, oh, how long, if you filmed all day, like a little vlog style, how long would it take you to edit? And they're like, like 30 minutes maybe. And I'm like, what? I'm like, yo, one video took me like 3 days.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, there's people who specialize in it, so.
Yeah, it is pretty amazing. But honestly, yeah, I think, how do you stay productive? I think what I said before was a pretty good point with, if you're not enjoying it, it's not productive because you're not enjoying it, and there's so many things in the world that you would enjoy if you did it, if you use your time wisely.
Yeah, I never really thought of it like that. You might just be doing something just because, people say, oh, you should be doing this, but
yeah, it's just like busy work.
If it's not, yeah, exactly. If it's not building towards like your goal or anything, or if you're not enjoying it, then it's, what's the point? Because then there could be something just like a hobby that doesn't, it's not like it, pays your bills or anything. But if you have a day off, or you say like you have like an extra day or two off, you're like, okay, I don't want to just like, I'm gonna be inside all day. I might as well just like do something, like I don't draw something. Then that's productive because it's like
you're doing something you draw a lot.
Yeah, you're doing something you enjoy just to pass some time while you have it off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's really it. Like you got to figure out what you want to do on your passing time, because obviously, yeah, I would love to on my free time go to like some crazy cool places all the time and like see some crazy adventurous like shit and go that route. But you can't always do that. You can't always like go out of your way and drive like 45 minutes to a really cool place because you only have like 2 hours within your time to like figure out what you want to do. So you kind of have to like pick and choose where you can do it. And that's my problem right now. Like I really want to be more adventurous and spontaneous where I just pick up and I'm like, oh, I saw this really cool thing in Brooklyn. Like, let's just go. Let's go do it. Because I'm realizing how close we are to Manhattan and Brooklyn, and like I don't take advantage of that. And one day, I don't think I'm going to live in New York for the rest of my life. Like, I definitely think that I'm going to move somewhere just to like start new and start fresh and see how living in a different place. So, if I don't take advantage now, like I'm never going to.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta take advantage of it, while it's here. Find some free time, you know. I mean, yeah, it is very close. I was actually driving on the Staten Island Expressway a few nights ago, and because of the time of the night, it said it was only like 16 minutes away from Manhattan. I was like, wow, like we really are close. It's just like traffic all the
We
time.
were only 16 minutes away.
Yeah, from the they call it the Hugh Al Carey tunnel, but it's really the Battery Tunnel.
Yeah,
These are
wow.
local terms for our
Local
outside
terms.
of New York listeners.
Yeah, I'm totally sure we're getting outside New York listeners right now. Definitely.
Never know. They have it. It's called like posh, where they say the British accents used to be like not not really like that. They kind of developed that on purpose to sound more posh, more elegant.
Really?
Yeah, but I'm sure, you know, to them it's like obvious. I'm sure they probably like have a hard time hearing some stuff we say because like we say like jeet instead of did you eat. We say like jeet jeet like
Wait, what?
like you ever see someone jeet jeet.
Oh,
You know what
like
I mean?
if you talk really quick.
And we don't like think of that because like we understand it. Like we talk, especially in New York City, we talk really quickly.
Yeah, did you eat?
Yeah,
Yeah, that makes sense. That's actually a really good point. I never thought of it like that. But yeah, we do talk a little faster over here.
definitely.
It's good. I mean, I don't know. Do you like it? Do you like living in New York?
Oh, not at all. New York City is the most overrated city in the world.
Like, okay, so if you had one place to live,
In America, Miami
interesting. I
or
never.
Southern Florida because I spent a lot of time there when I was younger.
So you've been to Miami?
Yeah, because my grandfather had a house in West Palm,
Uh
which
huh.
is not too far. It's another coastal city in Florida.
Yeah.
So I used to go around all those cities a lot, like Hollywood, Florida, and it's very nice there.
Yeah, I've never been to Miami. I don't know. I just feel like I need to go to a place where it's warm, but it's not too warm. I honestly, it's very strange, but I kind of feel like I'll end up, I don't know, maybe like the middle of the country. Like I can't be too close to the equator because I
It
don't
still
want.
gets cold though.
Yeah, see, I don't mind the cold if it goes down to like 40 and that's it. Like if that's the coldest my winter is like 40 degrees, I'm cool with that. But if it goes anywhere below 40 cuz I do like the brisk air sometimes. I do like going outside. I'm like, like this is kind of refreshing. It's a little different than, like the humid muggy 80 degrees every single day.
Right. Maybe go to Texas,
I
like
don't know. I feel like
northern
Texas
part
is
of
too hot.
Texas. It's a large state.
It is. It is very large. It's so crazy how big that state is because since we live in New York City, technically, yeah. Um,
Yes.
since we technically live in New York City and we're the bottom of the actual state, we could go through like 10 states. And the amount of time that we go through 10 states is like the amount of time you basically go around Texas.
Yeah, I think it might be like 14 hours or something like that from like one side to the other.
Like from east to west.
Something like that. I don't remember the exact thing, but it's definitely a lot of hours just going from like any side to the other.
That would be so ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty wild. Like I drove through, I thought New York was big because I drove 6 hours out west and all the way up north to Montreal. Like I've
Yeah.
driven all the way to Buffalo and all the way to Montreal.
How was that drive?
Not bad. It was pretty good.
Like, did you like driving by yourself for that amount of time?
Yeah, well, to Montreal I was with three other people, and to Buffalo I was by myself, and both are pretty cool. I mean, yeah, it gets tired after a little while, but you listen to your music. It's pretty amazing because like it's amazing how like there's like no civilization. Like as soon as you get outside the five boroughs and like just outside like Yonkers, New Rochelle, like it's really nothing.
Yeah, it's very open,
Yeah,
but it's beautiful in New York State.
it is.
The actual like state of it, like when I drove to what was it, Cortland? Yeah, Cortland. The first time I did it, I don't know what way we took, but it was like absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, probably the same way to Buffalo because I also went to Bing, which is like halfway between us and Buffalo. You're like going through like Pennsylvania and like Western New York,
Yeah.
so it's that same route
Yeah. Oh,
to
it was
Cortland.
it was nice. And like it sucks that we're so far away from all these like really great spots because like we're right next to Jersey. We're closer to Jersey than upstate New York, obviously. And it sucks because Jersey there's nothing. There's no mountains, there's nothing cool. Like New York State is definitely better with like scenic views.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, we have the mountains. Yeah, we have Niagara Falls.
Yeah,
Technically,
technically, yeah, we do. I never seen it. You've seen it, right?
yeah,
Is
it's
it
very nice.
overrated?
No, I think it's very nice. And even from the Canada side, you could see it obviously from the American side during like July for like a week or two. They have like a whole fireworks show, and I saw at
Oh
night.
yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
that's actually like right over the waterfall.
Yeah, like the Canada does it for us, so you could see it.
Of course, the Canadians do it.
Yeah,
We wouldn't do that. We're too selfish.
yeah,
We're like,
probably.
you guys do it. It'll look better if you guys. They're like, oh my god, really? You think so? All right, Joseph. So how do you stay productive?
I just try to not be complacent. I think that's the most important thing. And really, like a lot of time, it's hard to find motivation. But if it was easy, it wouldn't be worth doing. That's something I say a lot.
That's a good quote.
Yeah.
Is
Thank
that
you.
like your high school quote?
No, I mean, but
Would have been a nice one.
yeah, it would have been. But just recently, I started thinking that way, and it's like, you know, even if like, it's better to be trying to do something than just not doing something at all. It's like, all right, like things aren't working out, but sitting in my room isn't gonna make things better. I gotta at least like go out there and try to make something happen, or at least think of like a game plan.
I feel you. Yeah, definitely. Because there are times where, sometimes this really happens to me a lot. I have like multiple options of what I could do. And I sit for like 10 minutes and I'm like, which one should I do right now? Should I read? Should I write? Should I go on my computer and try to learn something? And then like now another 10 minutes pass because I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. And sometimes I'm not in the mood for anything that I actually want to push myself to do, which is annoying.
Can't be indecisive.
Yeah.
You just gotta make a decision.
Yeah, I'm a pretty indecisive person sometimes. Like sometimes there are moments in my life where I could just be like, okay, like if I have little time slots of like here's 45 minutes, I know, okay, in 45 minutes I could work out, do whatever I have to do, and then I could leave. And then there are times where I'm like, oh, I have 3 hours. What do I do for 3 hours? Because obviously, like, if I wanted to sit down and watch a movie, I could sit down and watch a movie, but I don't want to use my 3 hours out of my day to just watch a movie. Like, I feel like it's not unproductive if you really want to watch a movie, but I feel like you could do a lot more with your time instead of watching a movie. That's why I'm not really a movie person. I can't sit down and take out an hour and 45 minutes of a movie that I might like.
Yeah, I mean, I guess in that case, you should like do some research on movies. So you say, hey, maybe in the next 2 weeks, if I have some time, I'll watch this one movie that I know, like,
Yeah.
has a lot of good reviews. But yeah, if you it's like it feels like in general, the longer you wait to do something, the harder it is to actually get up. Like the more you take time off and push things off, the harder it is to actually go out and do it.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I could see a different side to that though. So like, yeah, you could push stuff off. I mean, this is really about a timetable though, because there are some things where like you do need to push off to the side and take a break from because you've been doing it way too much, and maybe like 5 days off from whatever you're doing and whatever your goal is to achieve. Sometimes you need that little break just to refresh your mind.
Oh yeah, I don't mean like I think that's a different example. I'm saying like if there's something that you really like should be doing or need to do, and you're like, I'll just like wait another day. Like it just makes it harder to build up the motivation to end up doing it. Cause
Yeah,
like,
and then you're like, oh,
then
I
you keep
should
saying,
have done it
do it the next
yesterday.
day. Oh,
Yeah.
do it the next day. Maybe
Yeah.
next week.
Did you have trouble with that in your life ever?
Yeah, definitely. Most of my life, hard to find motivation when, especially when it's something you don't really want to be doing. I'm like, there's things in life that you don't want to do, but you have to. So that's kind of like away
Like,
from the productive side, because it's like there's stuff that's you're literally required, like say getting your driver's license, or graduating high school or something. It's like, okay, you just got to get it done.
that's so weird. I was just about to say, like, going to the DMV, and you mentioned your license.
Yeah, it's like,
Shit's mad annoying, but everyone has to do it.
yeah, that wouldn't be I wouldn't count that as being unproductive, because it's like you have to. But that's something where it's like, okay, I don't want to do this, but I just got to get it done. If I get it done, I'll feel better. It'll be off my mind that I'm free.
Yeah. No, it's so true. That is a very good point where it's on your mind and you just can't get it off. And you're just like, I have to do this, and it just builds up stress after a while.
Yeah, and the point I wanted to make too is, you were talking about allocating time. That's just assuming that nothing's going to happen. You don't know what accidents might happen, or even if it's a good thing, what thing might just come out. Someone might say, hey, let's do this. Let's do that.
True, yeah. I love these vocabulary words you're throwing at me right now.
Allocate, yeah.
Yeah, wow. I need a dictionary when you come on. Yeah, I'm still on like a 5th grade level.
No.
I'm graduating to 6th grade after this year.
Oh, that's good.
Getting better.
Get into middle school.
Finally, it took me a while.
It's all right. Late bloomer.
Just like my height.
Oh,
Maybe I'll grow
yeah. Maybe you'll grow like 10 inches when you're like 30.
when I'm 30.
Just random.
Yo.
You'll be in the record books, oldest growth spurt.
Maybe, I don't know. That would be annoying, honestly, though. Because, you go through...
I had to buy all my clothes.
Exactly, that's what I was just about to say. Like, I hate shopping. I call you every single time I have to go shopping.
Mm-hmm.
It's mad funny. And you're never around whenever I have to go shop. And then I have to go by myself. And I'm like, this is horrible right now. It's also because I'm cheap. So I don't want to buy clothes. Like, I don't mind purchasing stuff at this point. Like, I'm not as cheap as I used to be.
But you just don't think it's like productive.
I don't think it's worth it.
Yeah.
I'm like, like these shirts. Am I really going to look that much better with these shirts than the shirts that I got?
Exactly. And like I said, I've been fortunate where just as gifts, someone be like, oh, here's this t-shirt, like, or for Christmas, I'll get a pair of shoes, where I already have like a pretty full closet. Like, I can't remember the last time I actually like bought something.
Yeah, no, I had to, because it was really funny. Before I bought some recent clothes, I had no idea. Like, literally, I could not tell you the last time I shopped for clothes. And I called you and I was like, yo, you need to come with me to the mall. And you were like, I can't. So I called my sister. I was like, yo, you need to come with me to the mall. And then we ended up going to Old Navy. And Old Navy is dope, honestly. Like, all
Yeah,
the
it's cool.
shirts,
They're
fit me
cool
really well.
designs.
Yeah, they're all plain t-shirts, and I was like, oh, this is fire. Like, that's my style.
Yeah, there's a lot of cheap clothes. I mean, this kind of gets into like me personally, because I'm like the fashion industry, but yeah, it's crazy. There's a lot of nice clothes that really aren't expensive.
Yeah, I don't understand why people spend so much money.
It makes me think of like a lot of the professional athletes. They like Russell Westbrook. Like, he'll just wear an outfit that looks like terrible, to be polite. And,
To be polite.
yeah, and it's like you probably wearing like a $10,000 outfit that looks terrible. It's
Oh
like,
my God.
why?
Yeah. Yeah, the designs on the shirts are horrible.
Yeah, like they wear like the green zebra print pants. It's like,
But yeah, when
please
you're
stop.
like a top 15 player in the NBA, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You can wear whatever the fuck you want.
No, it just bothers me when people are like, oh, he's a well-dressed person. It's like, excuse
Like,
me.
you don't know fashion, buddy.
It's like, really?
No, yeah.
Hot take.
Wait, what'd you
Hot
say?
take.
Hot take. Big hot take. Yeah, yo, you should create something where, like, you comment on people's outfits.
Nah, that would be too stressful. I would be upset every second of every day, because
What about me? What would you say about my... Okay, so for
No,
the
it's good.
listeners, I could explain this one. I wear sweatpants and a sweatshirt every single day of my
no,
life.
like that's normal. That's a normal basic outfit. It's not like you're going to a wedding wearing a sweatpants, and if you're just hanging around going to the store, yeah, it's winter, you just wear a sweatshirt and sweatpants.
I would love to go to a wedding in some sweatpants and a sweatshirt.
Yeah, maybe a wedding that's pajama themed.
Yo, I mean, that might be my wedding.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
No, the one thing that I can say is that if I do get married at any point in my life, hopefully my wife's cool with it. Um, I want to have a wedding where you could wear whatever the fuck you want. God damn it. Stupid ass fucking phone. Alright, let's take a break until this stops ringing. Dumb ass telemarketers always calling. Where was I? What were we talking about?
We were talking about clothes.
Oh,
And how
yeah.
you want to have like well, you in the moment sense, you said if your wife would be okay with.
Yeah, a wedding where you could wear whatever you want. I would wear shorts and a t-shirt. I don't know if she'd be cool with it because she might wear a wedding gown.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be an interesting dynamic. For sure.
It would be a very unique type of wedding.
Yeah, I mean, there's been some crazy themed weddings. People have had weddings themed after like a celebrity or something. So
That's weird.
It wouldn't be the craziest.
That's really weird. Imagine
Yeah.
me like, I'm gonna have my wedding after James Franco. The fuck? Why? Do you like him that much?
Yeah, imagine like there's like a couple that like that share that passion.
A fetish for James Franco.
Yeah.
I don't know why James Franco came to my mind.
Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really a person that knows celebrities that much.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm a very not mainstream person. So, I mean, I know people like I know him. I know like people like a lot of the 2000s actors, but like a lot of like the newer like faces of music, I have no idea. And people are like, oh, this person did this. I'm like, I really don't care about like the daily lives of celebrities. Like,
No, I have nothing. Like, I don't care one bit about what any celebrity is doing. I'll like if there's news about Joe Rogan, I'm down. I'm down to hear it. But if anything else, I'm just like, all right, I don't give
yeah,
a fuck.
there's like a few people that like you're really into, but it's like, yeah, I don't need to know what like every single person is doing. I don't care what Kim Kardashian, wore today. Can you believe she said this? Can you believe she wore this? It's like
I do
really don't
believe it.
care.
I believe it because
Don't
she's
care.
saying it for a reason. She's trying to get more publicity.
More attention.
More attention, basically. Publicity. Wow, I couldn't say that word. Jesus Christ.
Publicity.
I wonder if I sound really nasally on this.
I think you sound fine right now.
You're the man, bro.
Thank you.
I like your hair like this.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's nice all puffed out.
Yeah.
It looks pretty wild.
It,
Yo, isn't that crazy? Like, from your flat top days, you ever think back to like if you ever had a chance, if you could talk to your younger self, that flat top days, and say, yo, you're gonna have basically like a fucking afro at some point. What do you think your flat top person would say?
I mean, I would have believed it because for a long time I always wanted to have long curly hair, and it wasn't until like a little more than a year ago where like I was really able to do it. In my high school, I wasn't really. I mean, back then I was more into like getting like the fades and designs and stuff, but I wouldn't have been able to do it anyway. But
Yeah, they frown upon that.
yeah,
They're
'cause,
like, you believe in Jesus? You can't have facial hair. He had facial hair, but you can't.
yeah, right, exactly.
Like, what? Shut the fuck up.
But yeah, I probably would have believed that I was gonna do that in a few years.
Yeah. No, it looks dope.
Thank you.
I wish I could grow my hair out.
You could.
I could. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I wish I could
You're
look
able
good.
to.
I wish I could look good with if
You could. Yeah.
I would
How
look
do you
like
know?
my sister.
How do you know unless you actually do it?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. You have a point, but
You
like,
could always just cut it. If it's,
I would really look like my sister.
Eh, I
Like,
mean,
we have the same exact face. It would look really weird. I would look like a more like picture my sister just like a little bit more size.
Oh,
That would be me with long hair.
I mean, I don't know. There's different styles you could do.
There definitely is different styles. I don't know.
Dye it, so it's a different color.
Dye it. Yo, imagine what color should I dye my hair?
I mean, what is it like brown?
My hair is more like I don't know. I can't see it right now.
I'd say if it's brown, you could just make it like black. If it's black, you can make
I feel
it
like
brown.
it's more black. I feel like I started off with brown hair and
Make
then
it light brown. That way it'll look different.
Isn't it bad though to dye your hair?
Maybe. I don't know.
Would you dye your
Probably.
hair? You should dye it like purple,
I used to want to dye it black. I always wanted to have black hair.
like jet black.
Yeah.
That would look dope.
Yeah. So
I mean, yours it's black, but like not
like,
really
dark
at the same-
brown.
Yeah, it's like really really dark brown.
Charcoal.
Because in the light right now, I could see that it's definitely not black. But
Yeah.
like when you look underneath the light, it looks black.
Yeah, like if I have like a product in my hair, it will look black, obviously, because it makes it darker.
I wonder how many people stopped listening to this podcast because we started talking about your hair. I would say like 70%.
Yeah,
Like,
I
"Well,
mean,
we can't fucking see. Like, shut the fuck up. Do something.
how did we
else."
get on it?
What, to your hair?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just.
Oh, I
looked
think
at-
you said some.
Yeah.
I mean, we've only been talking about it for like 30 seconds, so I think we're
30 seconds? No way, bro. We've been talking about it for like 5 minutes at this point.
not 5 minutes.
Oh, you know what we went into? We went into shopping. I went on a rant with
Right.
shopping.
A little tangent.
Yeah, I was like, fuck shopping. You know, but that's the. See, this is what annoys me.
Just put a
It's the-
picture of me on the thumbnail, so like they'll know.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put the logo. I'm gonna put you.
Yeah.
Just
So
your
they're like,
hair.
so when this clip comes up, they'll be like, okay, at least I have something to imagine.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, with shopping, that's the only thing I can't do online. is
Really?
I have to try it on.
Yeah.
If it's not comfy for me, then I'm not gonna buy it.
I mean, for me, like I said, if I'm gonna order something, it's just if I see like a cool like, I guess novelty T-shirt or like a jersey, I'll order that like online
Yeah.
because that's the only time I really buy. I don't buy clothes because I buy clothes just because it's like, oh, that's cool. Like it's just like a cool thing
Yeah, word. I feel you.
because already have enough like pants and shirts and everything.
Yeah, I feel like we should talk about this question just a little tiny more.
Yes.
Just because people are like,
I mean,
how
hey,
do-
that's part of being productive. I mean,
yeah,
is it worth it? You're putting your I'm kind of putting together a little bit of a jersey collection. It's like
what is that productive?
yeah,
Like, is that what you're asking right now?
yeah, because you think it's like time is the most valuable resource. It's the only thing you can't get back.
Time is, bro.
So is what you're doing, is your hobby really worth the time?
I don't know.
Especially the time you're waiting in lines, and like we just passed the holidays, like Black Friday, like people wait in line for hours instead of being with their families. It's like, I mean, that's already one thing, but is it really worth that time to get those deals, to be waiting and be like competing and possibly get hurt? Like
Not at all, bro. You
I
can
feel like
literally
that's
work like,
counterproductive.
if you're gonna stand outside for, I don't know, how long do they stand outside for?
A long time.
Like,
I don't know.
say it's
Many
8 hours. Say it's literally 8 hours.
That's not worth it.
That's a whole day of work. Just fucking go to work, make the money, and then spend it on whatever you need to spend it on.
Right.
Stop being an asshole about it.
Yeah, especially when it's like, well, that's around Thanksgiving time.
Yeah.
It's like, shouldn't you be with your family?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you definitely want. I think time is the most valuable thing. I don't think anyone really has an argument against that because you could get money, you could get whatever else you think is valuable. I think money's the only other thing that people really compare to time with value.
But time is money.
Time.
But yeah, I mean,
Damn. Oh, now we're running in circles.
but yeah, I mean, you need to use like everything is used time is used for everything. Like you use time to make money.
True. Yeah. And yeah, it sucks. But what else would you be doing with your time?
I mean, I don't know.
Hobbies, really. I honestly I really love spending time with people that I enjoy spending time with. Cause you're around people.
That feels productive too. Just hanging out with your friends. It's like, yo, like I'm hanging out with these cool people. They're really chill. It's like, I feel like I had a good night.
Yeah, I crave the human interaction at this point.
We're very social. Like that's
Yeah,
what we
we're
need to hang out with people.
We're social human beings. We're social human
creature-
beings. We're
yeah.
social creatures. Yeah.
Especially after not seeing friends for a while, like in college. Like it feels really good to meet up with people again. And
Yeah, that's like
and then
Delicio.
and then itself, like when you just hang out with friends, sometimes you feel like you had a productive night.
Shit, we should hit up Delicio.
We shouldn't.
Yeah, we'll do it after this podcast. Let's see what he's up to. Because he's home from college now. Haven't seen him since... actually, yeah, when I went to Cortland, I saw him there. But before that, I think I went to his house and, it was mad funny. So I wanted to cook food because I didn't want to go out to eat. So I was like, all right, this is what you do. Because I was at work. Go to Stop and Shop. Go get organic burgers. Because I'm very big into eating organic stuff, organic meats. And then I say, okay, then what you're going to do, you're gonna get some vegetables, bagged vegetables. Doesn't matter, frozen. Doesn't matter which ones you get. Just get them. And then the other one was I think I told him to get like sweet potatoes, and I was like, all right, just throw it in the oven, the sweet potatoes, and boil the vegetables, and like he didn't do that at all. Basically what he did the total opposite, and he's like, I'm not gonna put the sweet potatoes in the oven. I'm gonna put it on the stove, and I'm gonna do it that way. I don't know where I was going with this story. This is a horrible story.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry if you were listening to this.
I only eat Italian and Japanese for the most part, so I wouldn't know about the
Yeah.
vegan cooking.
The vegan cooking?
Yeah.
Yeah, literally after I said get organic burgers, you go, oh, vegan. I
Well,
always get
I
shitted
mean-
on for that. Everyone thinks I'm a vegan. Out of like our friend group, everyone's like, oh, you
It's close
stupid
enough.
vegan.
I mean, it's close enough.
Flynn always shits on me for that.
Yeah. Who also goes to Cortland?
Yeah, who else goes to Portland?
Oh, Portland.
Portland. I love that. Yeah, so yeah, we should totally hit up Delisio at some point. See what he's
Sure.
up to. See what's cracking. See what his life is like. What productive stuff does he do? I feel like he does some pretty cool stuff. Like I would love to start doing like outdoorsy shit more often. Like camping. I would love to go camping one night and just like no technology. Just throw it out the window. I don't care. But it's so hard to do that now. Like with just for me personally with work, it's so hard to do that
Yeah, in
because
case
like
someone texts you, you do need it. Like, if you were to do that, you could like take your phone with you, just in case. Like don't go on it unless like there was like an emergency, someone like contacted you.
yeah, but that's the thing. Like how do I know?
I mean,
Like I would have to look at my phone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I can't have a time where I can't look at my phone.
just message all the people closest to you. I'm gonna be camping for 3 days. Don't contact me unless it's an emergency.
Don't contact me at all. And they're like, okay, like who are you going camping with? No answer.
Myself.
And myself. That would be hysterical.
I'm gonna lay in the dark alone.
Lay in the dark by myself in a tent. In the random
Not in a
woods.
tent, just outside.
Oh, just chilling.
Just put a towel down on the dirt.
Just put a towel down. Now at that point I don't even need a towel. Just fucking sink right into the earth.
Oh,
Use the leaves. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I think we came to the conclusion of how like not even how to be productive, but how to stay productive, I should say. Not how to stay productive, but really like what do you do
putting your energy into the right.
to put your energy into right places because you're not gonna
You might think
can't-
you're being productive, but
yeah, like you might think you're being productive at some points, but you're really not. Like, okay, like I like to go on Twitter and I like to scroll through Twitter because I find it funny. Is that really being productive? No, not at all. Like, I could be doing so many other different things, but do I like doing it? Yeah, I think it's hysterical, and I have a lot of comedy with it, and I have a lot of information also with like sports and stuff like that.
I mean, you could multitask. You could be like, let's say you have a break at work, then like you're at work and you could just take a minute just to look at something.
Yeah, I mean that's always true too. But I don't know. I think the screen time fucks me up. Like looking at how long I'm on each app for each day, I'm like, oh man, my average screen time is like 3 hours and whatever. And I'm like, fuck, am I really on my phone for that long each day? But then you look at the breakdown and it's like, oh, you were on Twitter for 35 minutes and then Instagram for like another 35 minutes. And you're like, okay, well, it's not the worst thing in the world, but when you're on your phone for that long each day, like, I don't know. I feel like it kind of fucks me up mentally because I'm like, am I, like, should I stop doing it? Like, I enjoy it, but is it good for me? It's a weird way of living
It's a
life.
conundrum.
Conundrum. Another word.
It's not,
Jesus
it's not
Christ,
that big of a
Joseph.
word.
Yeah, it is. I'm sure, like, I barely even know what that means. I could kind of, like, put it together.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of words like that where it's like, you kind of just hear it and it's like, oh, I kind of know what that means. Like,
Facts, yeah.
pretty sure I just like get the gist of it.
Yeah, thanks for whispering into the mic.
You get the gist of it.
You just
Sorry,
get
I didn't realize.
you get the gist of it.
Yeah. But yeah, put your
Yes.
energy into the right things. And actually, it's great you bring up the Twitter because a lot of people are counterproductive where they literally live just to like respond to other people's tweets. It's like,
Oh, it's horrible.
are you really just like mad every single second of every single day? Like you have nothing better to do than reply to, whoever. How could you say this?
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, shouldn't you be working or
No,
doing
that-
something productive?
Yeah, exactly.
Not just like just waiting for someone to say something
Okay.
stupid and replying to them.
I like how you put that because what I'm doing is I'm going on Twitter. I love the Knicks. At this point I'm a diehard Knicks fan. I fucking hate my life because I do this to myself. I don't know why I do it to myself. I just like it so much. I just like basketball a lot. But I just go through Twitter and I love how they call it now. It's like whatever the topic is and then Twitter. So it's like Knicks Twitter. Like you could have like Black Twitter. Black Twitter's hysterical because like
Oh,
they
yeah.
post like some random shit and like you don't expect it at all. But yeah, Knicks Twitter, I go and I like see everyone's opinions. It's kind of like listening to what do you call it? Like a talk show, but then it's all written out basically. Like it's everyone's opinions and you could find a lot of different opinions and see what people are thinking, where they put their energy into what parts of the teams and stuff like that. So it is really cool. So like I like it for that, and I don't know. It's just like kind of a hobby, I guess you could say. Like, but I do find myself where I can't get it off of my phone sometimes. Like you're scrolling and then you're like, all right, I gotta get off, and then you go to the next one and the next one and the next one, and it's just horrible after a while. You feel like shit because you're like, I should have got off my phone like 10 minutes ago.
Right.
So like that's my problem. That's the thing. Like I do kind of want to put a lock on how long I could be on certain apps for.
I think you can do that.
You can, but then there are times where I'm like, but why would I do that? Like,
Why limit yourself?
yeah, why limit myself to, what about the extra 5 minutes a day that you're on Twitter? Like, does it really matter? Like, is that really going to make or break you?
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you have the time and you are enjoying it, if it's just like, 5 minutes,
Yeah.
as long as you don't let it go for like, oh, I'm just going to do this for 5 minutes and, 2 hours later, still on Twitter.
2 hours later.
That happens a lot of times when I'm on Instagram. I'll want to search up a specific thing on the Explore page, and then I'll get caught in the Explore page for like 30 minutes. And actually forget what I was trying to look for in the first place.
It's the worst thing ever.
It really is.
Yeah. And, it really goes into that productive time. But this was productive, I have to say.
Very.
I had a fun time doing this.
Ditto.
It was very enjoyable. I think we figured out that if you want to have a productive lifestyle, you want to do things that you enjoy. If you make use of your time, you're going to love your life. But if you don't make use of your time, you're not going to love your life. And by the time you die, you're going to be like, fuck, I should have done something else.
Well, that would be tragic, wouldn't it?
Well, a lot of people go through that. It sucks, but they realize it's too late. They think it's too late.
Yeah.
That's the thing. They
It's
think
never
it's too late.
Sometimes you're in denial because it's like, oh, I spent all this time doing this, but it's like, you can still fix it now and make it better.
You could always fix it. If you're alive today, you could always fix it.
Exactly.
Quote of the
Never
day
too
right
late
there.
to improve.
Exactly. Well, thank you for coming on, Joseph. Joseph Michael
Thank you for
Cavelli.
having me.
What's your what is your confirmation name?
Oh, Laszlo? Like
Joseph-
Camp Laszlo, the cartoon?
Joseph Michael Laszlo Cavelli.
It's
Is
like
that where you got it from?
No, it's like a Hungarian guy.
Oh, okay.
But I think it's like Lance in English.
We got to get let's see.
I have a fact.
You do have a
I'll do
fact.
another space fact.
Let's go. Okay, what's the space fact?
So like, if the Earth was turned into a black hole, obviously it'd be like many times smaller, like a dime or a coin, something like that. But if that were to happen, the moon would still orbit in the same spot because the mass would remain the same. So it'd be like nothing actually happened.
To the moon.
Yeah, so say the Earth was a
So
black
the
hole
Earth-
and
the
it was the
Earth-
size of like a dime or whatever it would be, the moon will still orbit in the same spot as if like nothing happened.
So the Earth shrinks, but the moon stays?
Yeah, because when a black hole, it's like you're compressing all the mass into like the smallest possible
Wow.
form.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that with me.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it. Well, thanks for coming on, and we'll have
Thank
you
you
on
for having
again.
me.
Yeah.
Can't wait.